Hello, good evening, and welcome to the United Stand. What a night it is. What a night it is to be an England fan. What a night it is to be a football fan. Today, we just witnessed history. And I'll be honest, guys, my voice is hurting a bit. I've been screaming a lot tonight, like many of you in chat would have been. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I know it's not an England show, it's the United Stand. But, when we have so many United players playing in that squad, I think regardless of whether you want to see England win or not, you got to watch the performance and you got to appreciate it to some degree. I know it's controversy and whatnot. Was it a pen? Was it not a pen? It doesn't matter because it's coming home. It's coming home. That's all that matters. Look, my name is Livin2K. I'm super excited to be here tonight, guys. And I know a lot of you guys will be buzzing as well. But look, maybe we'll bring in some England things here and there as the stream goes on. I do want to talk about the reports that came out today, because there were plenty of reports around Manchester United today. It was a very busy news day. We had El Mundo coming out with a bunch of stories. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano had his Here We Go podcast. So whenever the Here We Go podcast comes out, there's always plenty of stories about United to do with that. So let's start off with the stories from El Mundo. El Mundo came out with some updates on Rafael Varane. Of course, we've been talking non-stop about Rafael Varane over the past couple of days and weeks, because it does seem like that is a deal United are looking to do. And El Mundo essentially said Rafael Varane has not yet decided if he wants to continue at Real Madrid beyond his current deal, and those in charge of the transfer at La Liga Giants are analysing a possible sale. Now, it's interesting. It's interesting because they came out with more stuff as well. I guess I'll read it all to you. Money is not a key factor in Rafael Varane's decision on his future. He's looking for a new challenge. Of all interested parties, Manchester United are the main interested, and they are preparing a 50 million euro offer for Varane. Now, it's clear that there's obviously been interest there. It's clear that there's been some talks going on. I think the one thing that might be a concern for people is something I alluded to on the show I did last night with Beth, where I essentially said, look, it doesn't seem like Varane is 100% out of the door, right? It doesn't seem like he's 100% out of the door. At least with Ramos, it's like, Ramos is out the door. Obviously, Ramos is completed with medicals with PSG and whatnot. But when the Ramos stories came out, it's like you knew he was out the door because it was like, I'm done. It does seem like there is a possible timeline where Varane stays, where they have where Real Madrid have an opportunity to pitch to Varane, look, this is what we want to do, this is the project moving forward. That's a chance. Is it a big chance? Not really. From what people are saying, Fabrizio Romano essentially backed this up on his podcast as well, saying very similar things. He essentially said, look, Varane is not 100% on his way to United. He's not 100% leaving Real Madrid, but it is looking incredibly likely. And Real Madrid are considering it. If United come in with a decent bid, they're not in financial heaven at the moment. They could deal with the extra cash. And so, I think that is something they're considering. And yes, guys, chat, look, it's coming home. I know it's coming home. And don't say robbed. Come on, man. Look, what is it with England and people just absolutely, I know what it is. Let me not act naive. I know what it is. I know people don't like England, but just accept that this is what it has to be. It's written in the stars. It's coming home. And props to Denmark because they were a brilliant side and, definitely fan favourites. I'm pretty sure they were everybody's secondary team to support this tournament, but it's coming home and that's all that matters. It's coming home. Beyond that, Fabrizio Romano, of course, there was plenty that sort of came out. Obviously, he talked about the Real Madrid thing here. And I want to know from a lot of you guys in chat, because with these sort of publications coming out and saying that it's not 100% certain that he's leaving, does that fill you with much confidence? Is that something that you look at and you think to yourself, oh, okay, maybe this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be? Because I think once the Sancho deal got announced and it was like there were many reports about us pressing on with Varane, I think it was very easy for fans to go, hold on a minute. Wow, United, we're about to have a cracking summer. And I think people started to get carried away, myself as well. I started to get carried away. I started thinking, hold on a minute, maybe things are really different now. But these sort of reports, I think, are these reporters and are the club essentially letting us know, hold your horses. We're going to take our time with this one. Don't get too ahead of yourselves. I think that is what it probably is at the moment. The whole chat. I love it, guys. The whole chat just fuming. Denmark robbed. Denmark robbed. Oh, not a penalty. Oh, Raheem Sterling, not a penalty. Oh, he dived. Relax, man. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Many of us may never see this ever again. Some people have been waiting their whole lives to see this. Just enjoy the moment. Why are you hating? Stay calm, man. Take it easy. Look, there's more stuff coming out, especially from Romano. Romano essentially said, he gave us an update on Camavinga. He gave us a somewhat interesting take on the sort of Camavinga situation and an update on that. Romano said, let me try to get up here so I can read it for you guys. MUFC are the front runners in the Camavinga race. Rennes are prepared to negotiate around 30 to 35 million. The club want to make money on the player, and that's why there's a chance for United to sign the player. Now, I'll be real. I don't know how a lot of you guys feel about the Camavinga deal at this stage. The way I feel about it is I think the deal will drag. I think this is a deal that if it's going to happen, it's going to just like happen on like the final day of like the transfer window. Like it's going to happen deep into the transfer window just because, you know, Rennes realized that Camavinga's, you know, a generational talent who they need to make some sort of profit off of. Like, it, you know, they can't allow Camavinga to walk on a free. That is a massive L. So I think eventually they will be sort of forced into selling him to get something, to get, you know, any sort of monetary value out of him. And I think the longer you wait, if you're United, the more you can bargain the price a bit down, which is, you know, I'm sure something they wouldn't mind doing. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't go during this window, they lose him on a free in January. One of these top clubs will pick him up on a free in January, right? Or they will agree that deal in advance. And so Rennes know that they're not in a position of power. And I think this is a deal where it could probably drag out for quite a while, especially when you have reports and you have, you know, Romano saying, you know, Camavinga wants to leave the club. He has no intention of re-signing a contract. You know, it's known that he wants to potentially play in the Premier League. He wants to take that next step away from Rennes, and rightfully so. He's such a talented player. And so with that being the case, it's like, yeah, maybe you do just sort of do it later in the window when, you know, you got an opportunity to, because there isn't, you know, a position of power for Rennes to really, what am I trying to say? Negotiate from, sorry. And if you're wondering, okay, Levin, why is it that's the case with Camavinga and it's not the case of Varane? The thing with Varane is that we are still hearing these reports with Varane where it's like, he might stay. You know, it's not 100% he's out the door, like I said earlier. Whereas with Camavinga, it is like a matter of he's not extending his contract. He is done. Like Camavinga is 100% leaving Rennes. It's just a matter of time. And so in that sense, it's just a tiny bit different with Varane and Camavinga. But, you know, definitely still a possibility. Definitely still a possibility. Definitely still something that is on the cards. And look, I'm excited. I'm excited. When we have these days where Romano just is spitting out mad stuff about United, it lets you know that things are clearly happening at the club. Things are going on behind the scenes. He's clearly receiving plenty of updates on these situations. And generally, I think they're positive ones. I think they are positive ones. As you know, as much as the whole Varane potentially could, you know, change his mind or potentially isn't 100% leaving, isn't as positive as what it was last week, where it just did feel like we we're just going to get that done as soon as possible. You know, the fact that we're hearing that the club is looking to negotiate, they're looking to improve their deals. Like, you know, we discussed a deal of around, you know, 40 million euros for Varane, and, you know, Real Madrid aren't having that. But apparently we're willing to sort of, you know, give them potentially more, right? We're willing to come to some sort of an agreement with that. That is optimism. That is optimism that I think a lot of people should have. And you know, at the end of the day, the general conversation is, are we showing progress as a club in that sense? It does seem like it. And I know there's plenty of stories, you know, around the club right now that aren't the most positive about progress and whatnot, but maybe we'll get to that later on in the show. I'm still reading chat. I'm still reading chat. Look, I'm gonna sit back here because I'm vibing. I'm vibing. I know Sunday England are gonna be playing Italy in the Euro, so I'm vibing. I'm chilling. I've just witnessed history. Stop hating. There's nothing you could do. Mickey Mouse pen or not, it was given and it was taken. Not taken well. Don't get me wrong. Kane did not take it well, but it was taken. I've never been through such a roller coaster. I've never been through such a roller coaster. Schmeichel saves it. Kane goes for the rebound. Like, my heart, like, honestly, couldn't take it. But it's coming home. I will continue to repeat the sentiment throughout the rest of the stream. It is coming home. I'm looking forward to facing Italy. Denmark were a great opponent, but it's coming home. And look, enjoy it. Look, enjoy it. If you're an England fan and you're getting frustrated about all the hate and, you know, all the people not backing us or whatnot, just enjoy it. They don't matter. And if you're a fan that doesn't like England, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you. It's not a good night for you, clearly. It's not a good night for you, man. Look, I am absolutely buzzing, I'll be honest. I am absolutely buzzing. I'm sweating as well. It's bloody hot in here. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's all I can say. Let's move on, though. Let's move on. I'm loving that it's coming home as in chat. Guys, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I want to see more is coming home in chat. I want to see more. More reports from Romano, though, on the Here We Go podcast. Absolute gems he's dropping. He essentially gave us an update on Delo, and he's been giving a lot of updates on Delo. It seems like Fab really does, appreciate Delo as a player. And I think a lot of people in Italy or, who have been watching Milan have started to appreciate Delo a lot more. I think they see that there is a player there. And I do believe so. I do believe that there is a player there. It's about whether Oli and about whether the coaching staff and the club see that player in Delo and are willing to take a chance on him. Because at the end of the day, for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, I do think that maybe he deserves a chance. Now, look, there are many instances where you can look at him and break him down as a player and say, he has these shortcomings defensively and whatnot. But I think when it comes to his ability going forward, naturally, he does have more of a talent going forwards than Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's improved greatly in that regard. Statistically, the eye test still doesn't really help Wan-Bissaka. I know a lot of you guys will feel that way as well. Like, when I watch Wan-Bissaka, sometimes the eye test, they don't look too good. He don't look comfortable going forward, but statistically, the metrics have improved, and so you got to give him credit for that. But Delo is just that bit better going forward at the moment. And he still has room to grow and develop as a player, still a young lad. I think he deserves a chance. I'd love to see him in preseason get some minutes, get some time to play. I think that's the big thing with preseason this summer, because you look at all the players who have returned to training camp. There's a lot of players who are linked to moves away from the club, whether that be on loan or permanent moves. And yet a lot of people seem to be coming back to training camp. And so this is clearly a time where Ollie's going to be assessing a lot of these players and figuring out whether or not he does want to keep them on at the club. And I want to know from you guys in chat, would you keep Delo? Would you keep Delo? Would you give Delo a chance to compete with Wan-Bissaka next season? Or would you show him the door? Would you show him the door? I think either one is fair. I think either one is probably fair. I'm starting to lean towards give him a chance. I was on, even though I don't dislike Delo, I was sort of on at the point where I was like, look, maybe Oli just doesn't rate him. Bring in someone who maybe is a bit more experienced, who can step in for Wan-Bissaka when needed and give him that sort of break. And maybe Delo's not that guy, but I feel like I'm leaning more towards, maybe give him a chance. Maybe give him a chance. I'm seeing Emil in the chat saying keep Diallo. Look, a report came out. I don't know if I have it here, which it's bad if I don't, but I can assure you there was a report that came out today talking about Diallo's representatives are thinking about, whether he or not he should go on a move, on a loan move, sorry. And that really worries me. That really worries me. The prospect of Diallo potentially going out on loan, it worries me because I don't know about you guys. I was impressed by Diallo when I saw him play this season or last season. I was impressed. Diallo impressed me for somebody who, I don't think people realize, Diallo's incredibly young, for one. Incredibly young, but Diallo wasn't this guy. When he was at Atlanta, he wasn't this guy that was getting minutes week in, week out. Like, Diallo was not playing first team football week in, week out. So for him to have come, played a couple under 23 games, and still impress when he did, that shows, he is an incredible talent, and I think he does have the passion, he has the heart and everything you want in somebody who is going to be at the club for a long time. And so I'd hate for him to be in a situation where he doesn't feel like there's a route for him to actually become a starter. And I know obviously we signed Sancho, and so yes, Sancho's going to be the starter, the one long term. But if Diallo doesn't feel like there's a path for him to get minutes this season, that concerns me. That does concern me, because I think players like Diallo are the ones who we should be given a chance. Players like Diallo, once you move them further along their development, they're the kind of players that you bring into the Europa League final when you can't create anything and nothing's happening. Those are the kind of players you bring into the game to make an impact. And so if Diallo doesn't feel like, he's going to get a chance to play, that is a bit worrying. And it just adds to the list of question marks that Ollie's going to have to deal with going into this next season. I think a lot of people feel like it's a make or break season for Ollie, and with every new report that comes out, it really does feel like the pressure's going to be piling on because he's going to have to make a lot of decisions while also trying to continue to progress the squad forward. And so how he deals with Diallo will be very telling. It will be very, very telling. And even beyond Diallo, right? Diallo, obviously, when Diallo was signed last summer, at the end of last summer, he was signed alongside Pellistri. Pellistri was a bit earlier than Diallo, but Pellistri didn't really get the chance. And I don't think he was ready for it anyway. He went out on loan to Alves in Spain. And there was reports from Romano on the Here We Go podcast saying also Facundo Pellistri wants to rejoin Alves. And I said this actually on the show yesterday with Beth, because I did see a report that Pellestri's camp, Pellestri's representatives weren't happy. They weren't happy that Pellestri's coming back to preseason training with United when they feel like he's going to just be loaned out to Alves again anyway. They felt that, look, Pellistri should be going back to Alves and doing preseason with them if that's where he's going to be playing his football next season. And so a bit of a rift there, which again is a bit of a concern that there are these sort of rifts with these young players who maybe want more of an opportunity to get first team football. But again, something to take note of. Look, preseason will be telling. Preseason will be telling. I'm excited to watch a lot of these a lot of these players in preseason. I'm going to be praying a lot on Sunday when we play Italy. It's coming home, by the way. It's coming home. Christopher coming in with a super chat saying, Rennes is signing Swedish young CDM Jens Kajuste, I'm probably saying that wrong, from Midtjylland. Midtjylland are a great club at 10 million euros, a replacement for Camavinga. A replacement for Camavinga, maybe that's something that, you should be looking at then, because like I said earlier, I think they've acknowledged the fact that they're going to lose him. That's the key thing, right? It's the key thing with Camavinga. Rennes have acknowledged that they are going to lose him. With how talented he is, they acknowledge, we can't lose him on a free. It's like when United lost Pogba on a free to Juventus, right? Or was it a free or was it really cheap? I think it was a free. And either way, it's sort of similar to that, where they acknowledge the fact that that can't happen. We can't allow that to happen. We can't afford to lose one of the most talented young players we've had in so long on a free. And so there's potential there for them to sort of, take whatever they're given. Take whatever they're given, really. And whatever they're given might not look too good by the end of the window. And that's why I think that one might drag out. I do think the Camavinga deal could be a deal that drags out towards the end of the window when they are just the least vulnerable. And so I want to know what you guys think. Viraj says, can't believe people are saying England cheated, even though a referee and VAR made a decision to award the penalty, which is not in England's control. Loser, haters. Viraj. Viraj, look, guys, someone said it, innit? Someone said it. I'm not the person that said it, innit? I agree with that person, but I'm not the one that said it. So don't come for me. Interesting point there, Viraj. Interesting point. Look, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in chat. I'm loving the energy tonight. I'm loving the energy tonight. United Extra says, do you think we will get Camavinga? I honestly do. I think that we are going to just, I don't want to say beat them down. It sounds a bit aggressive, right? But I do think we are just going to, drag this one along. Do you know what I mean? When you guys watch them games and it's like, the team's just, grinding out the result. I feel like with Camavinga, we're just grinding out the transfer. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a deal that probably gets done towards the end of the window, just because it's like at that point, Rennes are going to realize, look, if he's not gone for some money by the end of today, we've just lost him on a free because he's not re-signing with us and somebody in January will call up his phone. So, I can definitely see that happening. Apollo coming in with a chat saying, come on, Lev, finish it. Good times never felt so good. Look, good times never felt so good. So good. God, my throat, my voice is gone. My voice is finished, guys. Hey, guys, my voice is finished. I'll be honest with you guys, my voice is absolutely finished. But that's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. Nights like this are the nights you remember. Like, fam, commentator said it. I heard it on my way upstairs getting ready for the show. Commentator said it. Remember who you were with, where you were, who you were with, who was around you, what you were doing, because tonight is a night to remember. Look, guys, look at this. We got one. We got a hater. Guys. Who dies best? Sterling or the Italians? Guys, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this one. Chat, let me know what you think of that one. Let me know what you think of that super chat. Martin coming in saying Guardiola confirmed Sterling will be going to the Olympics to race Tom Daley. Guys. You guys are going crazy right now. But look, like Jordan in the chat said, the Danish are rattled. Not just the Danish. Look, the Danish aren't the only ones that are rattled. Everyone is rattled. Everyone that don't support England is absolutely rattled. And I'm loving it because at the end of the day, England, 3 lines on the shirt. We're playing on Sunday in the final. That's that. Do you know what I mean? And how often, guys, it's do you know what it is for me? It's the you guys aren't gonna get past Germany. It's the you guys aren't gonna get past who was it, Ukraine? It's the you guys aren't gonna get past Denmark. It's the you guys aren't gonna get past Italy. If we get past Italy, what are you gonna say? Oh yeah, no, all home games, no, Mickey Mouse Euros, all home games, divers, refs advantage, but come on, man, leave it out. It's coming home. That's all that matters. It's coming home. Guys, look, I'm super excited, as you know. I'm sorry, I'm sort of losing my head. And I know it's a Man United show, but on nights like this, you know, you can't help it. You just can't help be excited about what is going on. More stuff from Romano. It feels like it's just a Romano update show. You know, we should change the ticker at the bottom to say Romano transfer news update. Romano talked about Donny van der Beek, in his most recent Twitch stream, where he essentially said in the next weeks, we will have some update on Donny van der Beek, on if he stays at Manchester United or not. And that to me is not good whatsoever. Like, I don't know about you guys, how you feel about Donny. The fact that there is even a conversation about Donny having to stay or go, that's not okay. Like, that is not okay. It's not. Like, it is not okay. Donny van der Beek should be at Manchester United next season, and he should be getting an opportunity to compete for places. And not just getting an opportunity to compete for places, he should be given more time in general. He should be given more playing time, and that does concern me. That does concern me because the fact that his future at United is in question, it's very concerning. Ehab in chat said, I just lost the message. Where's it gone? Ehab Amori in chat says, Donny van der Beek brother posted Van der Beek first day at Manchester United. And yeah, I saw that picture. I did see that picture, bro. I did see that picture. You know, look, to me, I think Donny should be staying. But look, I hope whatever decision is made in the next coming weeks, you know, Romano said there will be an update. Whatever update there is, I hope it's a positive one about Van der Beek staying. That's what I hope. That's what I hope for. Nah, man, Donny deserves a chance to play, says Samuel. Look, I think many people agree with that sentiment. Many people do agree with that, you know, he should be given a chance to United. Owen backing that up as well, right? Like, it is clear. Donny should be given a chance. That shouldn't even be a question. That's why that report frustrates me. The fact that it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get an update on whether Donny stays or not. Like, that to me, you know, I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of that as a whole. Rocky says Jimmy Garner over Van der Beek. Look, Jimmy Garner, you know, he was great at Watford when he was there. Apparently he did really well at Nottingham as well. And I'd love to see him get some, you know, first team football in the Premier League. I don't think it should be at United, but, you know, if he can get some time on, you know, whoever it is, Brentford or whatever, like whatever team you want to loan him out to, I'd love to see him get some game time for one of those teams. I think he definitely shows a lot of promise, but I don't think, you know, Ollie would even give him a chance to play in the pivot for us week in, week out. I don't think that would happen. Donny in, madness to get rid of him. Yeah, especially like when, guys, remember when we signed Donny last season during the summer? And it was like, it was so good. It was like we were linked to Donny, next day we signed him. And everybody was like, hold on a minute. Did we just do a transfer fast? Nobody could believe it. And it was so exciting because you look at Donny van der Beek and you have a player who, you know, has done it at the highest level, playing in the Champions League, who has looked good in a very established sort of footballing system and culture. And so it was a very exciting signing. But, you know, things obviously haven't worked out over the past year. Moving forward, there is something I did want to bring up because it was something that was on Twitter and it sparked a lot of conversation on Twitter earlier in the day. It also to do with Nemanja Matic. And Matic came out, I think he did an interview, and in the interview he said plenty of things. He was talking about plenty of things to do with the club and whatnot. But the one thing that sort of caught people's eyes was he had a comment about, you know, being in training and working hard in training. But he was talking about, oh, when I'm in training, like I'm watching the coaches to see what they do and all that. Don't start. Come on, Matic. Don't start this. Don't start this, Matic. Matic is watching Mata, yeah. Matic saw Mata getting an extension and all this. Mata's going to be a coach thing. Mata's going to become a part of the staff. Matic saw that and said, what? You better bring me in, bro. Like, I'm trying to get involved in that as well. Matic talking about, you know, watching the coaches and trying to become a coach and all this. Look, albeit, do you know what I mean? Matic, sorry, I'm getting them mixed up. Matic, albeit, you know, go on and become a coach in your career after football. That would be brilliant. That would be absolutely brilliant. I don't want to see Matic in a couple years signed as a coach for Manchester United. And the way he was talking made it seem like that's what he's sort of trying to angle towards. If you're wondering why I'm bringing this up, that's why. Like, people highlight the fact that the way he was talking about it, it made it seem like he's the one trying to, you know, push a move towards being a coach once he's done playing. And I don't want to see that happen, and I'll be honest, because it's more of, you know, Mark talks about all the time, it's more of the mates rates, it's more of jobs for the boys, that kind of thing, instead of bringing in coaches who are established and known for being elite coaches in football. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see Matic being a coach. I don't want to see that. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. The first word I read in chat is dive. So we all know how everyone's feeling. It's nothing to do with Matic. It's all to do with the match that happened just now. And rightfully so. Exciting times. Italy will win. I'm telling you, brother. Look, bro. Look at me. Look at me, brother. I know you think that, but I don't care because it's coming home. Simple as. Isn't this the guy from Fortnite? Yes, I am. A lot of people don't realize I'm a professional commentator and analyst for Fortnite. That is true. I do a lot of stuff in esports, but I'm also here on the United Sun as well. So if you think you've recognized me from games, you probably have. We got a super chat from Loz coming in here saying, do you know the full Barca story? Thoughts United picking up any players on the free? Yeah, Beth and I talked about this yesterday. Look, Barcelona are currently in financial ruin. That is true. They need to offload players. The big thing is, though, is that there are plenty of sort of deadwood type players that they're going to get rid of, and none of them are the caliber of player that we should be going for. We shouldn't be going for Umtiti. We shouldn't be going for Pjanic. And Pjanic isn't like a dead player. Like, well, it's not. I don't want to say Pjanic is not a completely useless player, but he's not the kind of player we should be looking at United anymore. Back in the day, I remember I was really interested and I really hoped we could get Pjanic way back in the day before he was even on Juventus, but that never worked out. Like, I saw people asking, you know, is there a chance we can maybe get somebody like De Jong or something if they're really looking to sell players? That's not going to happen. You know, where, you know, Barcelona are not going to let go of their key players. They're looking to get rid of players like, you know, the Umtitis, the Pjanics, who are players who are sort of surplus to requirements / just not really that good anymore. Love your voice, my guy. Appreciate that. A lot of people don't like my voice. It's weird. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. If you don't like it, sorry, I guess there's not so much I could do about it. But yeah, it's coming to Rome. I don't think so. I don't think so. Did you go Tennyson's? Maybe I did. I wonder who that is. Will we get Kane? Look, I think a lot of people, you know, it's funny because Kane's almost become like Ronaldo, where every year we get linked to Kane in some way. We're not getting Kane. Realistically, we're not getting Kane. So, one thing that I think is optimistic, this isn't necessarily directly Manchester United news, but as it pertains to some of our rivals, I think it'll be interesting to know. Did any of you guys see Pep Guardiola's comments today? Pep Guardiola making comments about how City aren't going to be able to sign a striker because they're being priced out of a deal, and that spending 100 mil plus for strikers is not affordable. And so, you know, and I remember when the rumors were coming out that City had made 100 mil offer for Grealish, 100 mil offer for Kane, people were going just absolutely bonkers. It does seem like that isn't looking likely for them, which is good for us, because I think it's fair to say, regardless of how optimistic you feel about our squad and, you know, things for the future, if City had gotten Kane and Grealish, bloody hell, that would have been awful. What am I reading? Someone in chat says there was also a laser beam pointed at Schmeichel. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know anything right now. All I know is that it's coming home. Tubles, I did see that. Look, guys, let's call a spade a spade. There were some questionable things that went on in that England match. There were, but that's the nature of football sometimes. Sometimes things go absolutely crazy, and that's the nature of football. But at the end of the day, it's a sport we all love. You know what I mean? It's a sport we all love. These things happen. England never being Italy's side. Look, let me enjoy the moment. Enjoy the night. Just enjoy the night. If you're from Denmark, you're probably not going to enjoy it. But if you're from anywhere else, just enjoy the night. As you guys can hear, my voice is gone. My voice is on the out. I'm trying to see if there's any other stories I missed, anything else that we should get to. I think we essentially covered most of it. There was one thing on Paul Pogba. There was a report from L'Equipe, who are a French outlet. Guys, L'Equipe are incredibly hilarious. If you've never looked at L'Equipe's player ratings before, please watch L'Equipe's player ratings. Like, well, not watch them, but like look for their player ratings after matches. L'Equipe are like incredibly harsh with their player ratings. Like since like the 1980s, they've only ever given out a match rating of 10, like 11 times. Like, they are like incredibly harsh with their match ratings. It's always really funny to read. Regardless, though, that's not what's important. What's important is that they said that PSG are indeed thinking of signing PSG are indeed thinking of signing Paul Pogba this summer. Pogba, I love the wording they used here. They said Pogba is seduced by the prospect of joining PSG. The estimated price is around 50 to 60 million euros. Look, I'll be honest, I don't really get the whole Pogba to PSG thing right now. I can get it like in the future, but like PSG have better midfielders, you know. They signed Wijnaldum. They have Verratti, who was great for Italy. They have Danilo Pereira. They have Paredes. They got bare midfielders, but obviously Adam Paul Pogba doesn't hurt, right? Adam Paul Pogba definitely doesn't hurt. But if they are going to slap 50 to 60 million for Paul Pogba, you know, that's better than losing him on a free. If it comes out that Paul Pogba has no intention of re-signing, that's better than not losing him on a free. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting that we're hearing stories about PSG really looking to look to sign Pogba, because they've already had a career mode type transfer window. They've already signed Hakimi. They've signed Ramos now. They've signed Wijnaldum. Who else is there? Like, they're going absolutely crazy. If they were to add Paul Pogba as well, that would be like, that's some Galacticos type stuff essentially. PSG don't need a player like Pogba. Yeah, like, you know, I don't think they do. Maybe they have Herrera as well. Yeah, you're right, Pritesh. They do have Herrera as well. Marcus says sell Pogba, move on. Look, I think a lot of people are starting to reach that point. And if you are at that point, you know, I don't think you are wrong for feeling that way. I definitely don't think you're wrong for feeling that way. I'm loving it. The whole chat, this whole stream has just been people talking, and then there's a bunch of it's coming homes in between, and then also a bunch of people saying cheat, Danish robbed and whatnot. But guys, it's been a great show. I'm happy I got to share this moment with you. Even if you're watching this and you think, I absolutely hate this guy, who is this guy? Get him off my screen. I'm thankful and grateful for you. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Who wins the final, England or Italy? I think we all know who wins the final. Thank you very much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video as well. Comment down below where it's coming home. Is it coming home to England or is it coming home to Rome? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys all later.